don't. Brides and grooms are lining up to say, I do. Wedding venues are booked solid across the country, and competition is on to nab caterers and photographers and all that sort of stuff.
Yep, many couples are attempting their second or even third time lucky down the aisle, and they're throwing tradition out the window. Our reporter Bethan Yeoman took a look at the new trends.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Last year, Kyla Kananen was looking forward to her dream wedding, an intimate affair in Positano, Italy. But the pandemic had other plans.
We were kind of saying, do we wait another year, another 2 years? So we actually moved out our wedding to this year in July, but of course that can't go ahead. And I kind of went to my partner, I'm like, I'm happy to get married in the backyard if you want.
Hey baby, I think I want to marry you.
Rather than wait for the borders to open, they found a place nearby in the Hunter Valley, but they had to join the queue.
It was really difficult in trying to find a date just because there were so many brides, of course, having to move out their dates. So we've actually ended up having to have a wedding on a Wednesday.
In the end, Kyla completely overhauled her big day, dress and all.
And there's a special touch for your special little friend.
Yeah, there is. I'm so excited. This is such a great thing is that I get to have my little toy poodle at our wedding. So she has a custom beautiful bow that's made out of the same fabric as my gown.
This will be everlasting love.
Couture designer Jess Andriatta says COVID-19 has changed her brides' attitudes, many opting for smaller events, and there's a big trend towards 60s-style civil ceremony looks.
Girls are definitely eloping, and that means that they can sort of opt for a shorter gown or something a little bit more daring and adventurous than your traditional ball gown.
They're also getting more spontaneous.
It used to be 9 months notice, now they're asking 1 month before the wedding, can you do me a couture dress? And of course we're going to embrace that.
The Beacon Bridge Wedding Suite in Sydney is booked out for months on end, and there's a shift in buyer behaviour.
A lot of the brides, when they're coming in, are obviously looking for their bridesmaids' dresses, but particularly looking for their wedding dress. With the uncertainty of COVID, brides aren't wanting to spend as much money on a wedding gown in the instance that their wedding does get cancelled. So they're going for that more minimal, classical, yet elegant look.
With so many couples competing for the ideal wedding date, brides-to-be aren't just getting creative with their outfits, but their venues too.
So some people have just said, well, why don't we just have it? What do we like? What are our interests? Coffee, my favourite coffee shop up the road. Let's just book it at our favourite coffee shop. Or let's book it at a cocktail bar that didn't do weddings before, but we'll just ask.
I hope and I pray that you believe me.
Celebrant Benn is booked out until 2023 from the backlog of cancelled weddings. Only 50,000 couples got married last year, down more than 60% on previous seasons. Next year, that's expected to triple.
So my advice is if you find any supplier that you like, book them. Lock them down like you want to marry them yourself. And get onto those dates before someone else does.
Liv Kennecke considers herself lucky, tying the knot last year after 3 attempts.
Just the two of us.
We originally were going to get married on October 5th. Our new date was November 21st, and then during that week there was a COVID case in South Australia where we got married, and so we went into a circuit breaker, which was a short lockdown for 3 days, and so our wedding was cancelled 72 hours before the day.
While the experience was an emotional roller coaster, like many other COVID brides, it changed Liv's perception of what the perfect wedding day should be.
I think if anything it really just kind of reiterated what was really important to Felix and I, which was being able to get married in front of our close friends and family, and just really celebrating our love. Everything else was just an extra.
We wish everybody who's planning a big day all the best.
Yeah,
Boy,
that's a great sleeve, isn't it, on that
a lovely sleeve, yes.
Beautiful.